Hello out there to you. We've got an AP micro practice problem, usually unit 4. If your teacher's following the unit order, we've got price, marginal cost, average total cost. This is a monopoly or a monopolistic competition. We know that because the demand is up here and downward sloping. Marginal revenue is below it. So we don't get a lot of direction on this one. We could say it's a monopoly. We could also say monopolistic competition. So either one, you'll see both have the same graph. However, A does matter. So if you say that it's a monopoly, it could be either the short run or the long run because barriers to entry keep out firms and they can keep their profits in the long run. If it is monopolistically competitive, that means there's low barriers to entry and it could only be the short run. Profit maximizing price and output, remember this, it's marginal revenue equals marginal cost. This is your microeconomics tattoo. So find where that is. Here's marginal cost. Here's marginal revenue. This is the quantity. Quantity is 500. 500. The price then, we're going to mark up the price up to here. And we get 40. So the price is 40. We're going to sell 500 units. The amount of profit or loss. So the way I would rather do this is a little bit less math. If you calculate price minus average total cost, that's the per unit profit or loss, but in this case it's profit. Multiply that by quantity, you get a much smoother answer. You can calculate total revenue and then total cost, but we're going to just take the difference. So 40 minus 16, let me make sure I get that right. 40 minus 16, and I get 24. So 24 per unit times 500, and I get 12,000. So 12,000 rupees or dollars, British pounds, euros, whatever you got. That's the profit in the short run. And one characteristic and one name of a company in this market. Well, if it's a monopoly, you could say like a, I don't know, maybe like a diamond company that was the only jeweler in a town, something like that. You could say like an eyeglass manufacturer, if they're the only producer in that market. So it has to do with the barriers to entry. So if you're picking monopoly, it needs to be something with high barriers to entry, maybe a pharmaceutical company with a patent on a drug, although that would likely have a flatter marginal cost curve. And then if you say it's monopolistically competitive, you could just pick a type of restaurant. It's Guatemalan food, but the only Guatemalan food restaurant in your city. You could say Bangladeshi food in your city, whatever. They're the only firm producing in the short run, and there are low barriers to entry. And that's how to take apart that problem.